Hello and welcome to Awaz News. I'm Kubra Ali and I'll be taking you through big news across Canada.
Bulletin man charged with murder after allegedly shooting intruder makes brief appearance in court. Ontario tables healthcare bill to expand role of private clinics. 2 men in hospital after shooting in North York. Ontario Green leader Mike Shaner says he won't run for Liberal leadership. Food prices continue to climb despite overall inflation easing. Toronto man arrested after 12-year-old girl attacked on TTC in suspected hate crime. Male taken to hospital with serious injuries after daylight shooting in Brampton, 3 males in custody.
These were the headlines and let's jump right into the details.
A male victim has been rushed to hospital with serious injuries and 3 male suspects are in custody following a daylight shooting in Brampton on Tuesday afternoon. Police say it happened in the area of Bower Drive West, Gillingham Drive at around 3 p.m. Paramedics told CP24 that the victim is in serious, non-life-threatening condition. No further information has been released about the circumstances leading up to the incident. Police say the investigation is ongoing and are advising drivers to expect delays in the area. The Deptford government has tabled a bill meant to reduce surgical backlogs by allowing more private clinics to open and conduct OHIP coverage surgeries. Health Minister Sylvia Jones introduced the bill titled Your Health Act Tuesday afternoon. With the Your Health Act, Ontario is boldly breaking with a status quo that has stifled innovation and struggled to respond to growing challenges and changing needs, Jones said in a statement. Many of the details of the legislation were slowly released over the last month as part of the province's newest healthcare plan, titled Your Health, a plan for connected and convenient care. Elements of this plan include expanding the role of private clinics to allow them to conduct cataract surgeries, MRI and CT scans, minimally invasive gynecological surgeries, and eventually knee and hip replacements. Healthcare experts and advocates expressed concern about oversight staffing and upselling when the plan was originally introduced. The legislation appears to try and address some of these apprehensions, although the details are still vague. Under the bill, new community surgical and diagnostic centers will need to show how they will promote connected and convenient care by improving wait times and the patient experience. They will also have to provide description of health system partners, apply for a license, and prove they have a staffing model that won't detract from other facilities, such as hospitals. It isn't clear how long it will take to go through the application process or how many new clinics will obtain a license under this new system. Speaking with the reporters after introducing the bill, Jones said there would not be a cap on the number of clinics allowed to open. As overall inflation slows, the cost of food continues to climb for Canadians, but experts say there should be some relief by the end of the year. Food prices grew by 10.4% year over year in January, according to data released Tuesday by Statistics Canada. That compares with an overall annual inflation rate of 5.9% for the month. Grocery costs saw an 11.4% jump from the same time last year, up slightly from December's 11% rise, while food purchased from restaurants rose 8.2%, up half a percentage point from the month prior, driven by higher demand for takeout and fast food. The federal agency said the price of meat, which saw a 7.3% bump, drove much of the uptick. Meanwhile, the cost of bakery products was up 15.5%, dairy products 12.4%, and fresh vegetables 4.7%. On a monthly basis, fresh and frozen chicken prices jumped 9% from December, marking the largest month-over-month increase since 1986. But with supply chain disruptions subsiding, Royal Bank of Canada economist Nathan Johnson said food inflation should start to slow. He said the bank's latest forecast shows it dipping below 3% by the end of the 2023. Johnson cautioned that Canadians shouldn't expect to pay less for their groceries in the near future. Fraser Johnson, a professor of operations management at Ivy Business School, said supply chains are starting to normalize after 2 years of disruptions. Johnson, the director of the Ivy Purchasing Manager Index, the economic index, which measures the month-to-month variation in economic activity as indicated by a panel of purchasing managers from across Canada, noted there has been a steady decline in price increases since the peak of March 2022. He predicted the next 8 to 10 months will bring a gradual easing of cost to consumers, including the groceries. It's not going to turn on a dime, he said, calling inflationary highs of recent years a generational problem. What we are going to see is a steady gradual reduction in terms of prices because companies have got to work with their suppliers to be able to bring their costs back in line, Johnson added. But I think a year from now, certainly, by the end of this year, that we'll see a relaxing of prices and costs. Ontario Green Party leader Mike Schreiner says he's staying put in his role as Green leader after weighing an invitation to run for the leadership of the Ontario Liberal Party. The decision ends weeks of speculation about whether the Green leader might leave his post to try head up the Ontario Liberals, who have been out of the power since 2018. In a statement, interim Liberal leader John Fraser said he has worked well with Schreiner over the past few years and that he's not in any way surprised by his decision. He acknowledged that there is a lot of work ahead of us and said his party's members look forward to an exciting and competitive leadership race, one that will take us to every corner of his province. Schreiner's decision comes as there were signals that not everyone in the Liberal Party would have trumpeted his arrival to run for the leadership. An amendment to the Ontario Liberal Party constitution is set to be tabled by Orleans MPP Stephen Blaise at an upcoming annual meeting. It's a move that could have disqualified Schreiner as a leadership candidate but could also exclude any other interested contender who is not a card-carrying Ontario Liberal as of January 1st, 2023. Submissions for constitutional amendment proposals were open to any member of the Ontario Liberal Party until February 1st. The provincial Liberals have been without a permanent leader since June 2022. The party has said it won't rush to select a leader. At the annual general meeting, the members are expected to vote on the rules for the leadership race. It is unclear how long after that nominations will open for the position. Toronto police have arrested a 32-year-old man after he allegedly assaulted a young girl while uttering racial slurs on a bus early this month. A release issued by the Toronto Police Service Tuesday said it received a call reporting the incident just before 4:15 p.m. on February 8. According to the report, the incident occurred in the area of Danforth Avenue and Main Street in East Toronto. Investigators allege that the victim, a 12-year-old girl, and the accused were on board a Toronto Transit Commission bus traveling on line 23 when unprovoked the accused began to threaten the child and other passengers. The suspect then allegedly assaulted the child while uttering racial slurs, police say. Before officers could arrive on scene, the suspect exited the bus and fled the scene, the release states. Shortly after the incident, TPS released several TTC surveillance images of the suspect. On February 20th, TPS officers arrested Toronto resident Matthew Gordon Paul and charged him with one count of threatening bodily harm, one count of assault, and one count of failure to comply with probation. TPS said after consultation with the Specialized Hate Crime Unit, the incident is being treated as suspected hate-motivated offense. Ontario's Attorney General must consent before any hate crime charges could be laid, as is procedure with all hate propaganda offenses. These charges are often laid at a later time, police say. The charges against Gordon Paul have not been proven in court. He is scheduled to appear in court on February 21st at 9:30 a.m. Two men are in hospital following a shooting in North York on Tuesday afternoon. Toronto police said it happened in a parking lot on Shoreham Drive, west of Jane Street, shortly before 4 p.m. When officers arrived, they located two male victims suffering from gunshot wounds. The two men were taken to hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Police said they do not yet have suspect information but are looking for dark-colored SUVs seen before and after the shooting. Police initially pleaded that the shooter was reportedly in an SUV. Meanwhile, residents in the area are being advised that there is going to be a heavy police presence as police canvass for witnesses and video. A 22-year-old man who is charged with second-degree murder after allegedly shooting an intruder inside his Milton home over the weekend made a brief appearance in court on Tuesday. The suspect, identified as Ali Mia, appeared before the Milton, Ontario Court of Justice, where he was remanded into custody until his next appearance on Thursday. Mia's lawyer Jack Work told reporters after the appearance that he intends to request bail on his client's behalf. However, it is possible that there could be a further delay in the bail hearing being held, as the matter would have to be heard by Superior Court judge. Mia has been in custody since his arrest on Sunday. Police initially described the shooting as targeted, but later issued an updated news release which removed that detail while providing further information on the circumstances surrounding the shooting. The updated release was issued after Work put out a statement suggesting that his client shot at an intruder that broke into his home and attacked his mother and shouldn't be charged with the murder. Halton police have said that the investigation into the shooting is ongoing and that detectives are currently looking for information pertaining to 3 outstanding suspects who fled the scene in a light-colored Dodge Charger with a sunroof and black wheels. A second suspect, identified as 20-year-old Romario Clark, was also arrested at the scene. He has been charged with 1 count of break and enter and unauthorized possession of a firearm.
Thank you for tuning in. I'm Kubra Ali. I'll see you back tomorrow, same time, same channel. Have a good night.